Wednesday, January the 29th, 2020, and I'm down in Box Hill and Westhumble, as you can see here, Surrey Hills, North Downs Way I guess as well. Just about to undertake a 8.5 miler, partly of a walk that I've done before and partly some new terrain. So I'm updating the walk that walk 14 that I did 10 years ago, and I'm doing version 14B today, which adds new territory to Polesden Lacey. It's a cracking day, which is why I've hit the road. Quite mild, about 12 at the moment, gloriously sunny, and it's about 12:15 at the moment. So, Time Out Walks Book 2 version 14B. Let's get underway. Just for the record, there are no toilets on the train from London to here, which is quite bad, and clearly no public toilets here in the cafe. There's the opening hours updated for you, same as usual. First bit of this walk is going to be familiar terrain, so it's up the concrete steps, not those over the railway line. Passing the ornate entrance arch to Luddesdown with its blue plaque remembering Fanny Burney, novelist and diarist. We continue on up the lane, which is as I say, a route done previously, back over the railway line towards the Surrey Hills. 300 metres of road walking here along a quite busy country lane actually, even on a Wednesday lunchtime. I see you've got a Burney Road here, so that Fanny lady was obviously quite a celebrity in this place. Okay, on the edge of the village, next to the Surrey cycleway marker, we take this footpath here between fences, which is confusingly next to one on the left, next to a hedge though. So that's the distinguishing feature there, I think. As with last week, I see the cattle are out. Very odd. Looking back at Westhumble, it's as it's officially known, I believe, with its Box Hill backdrop. And this part of the walk is indeed new to me, so that's good. Left uphill here on this bridleway. Okay, the road curves sharp left here. We continue on uphill along this signposted field edge. View back from this point is pretty good. Again, looking towards Box Hill. Glorious walking day this, nice and fresh. It's a bit breezy though, so it might come across on the commentary, I don't know. Then 25 metres up this path, do a sharp right, follow the mini pylon run. Final views back towards Box Hill, Westhumble and the environ from the mini pylon run. I'm about to descend into another valley ahead of me now, so this will be the final view. All the stiles thus far have been replaced by these lovely aluminium kissing gates of the type that I like, can get me and my day sack through. And that's the view ahead. And as you can see, it's a new gate donated by Beacon Ramblers, usually the case. Well done them. There's the last of the hazel catkins. Various trees have them. This path's not too bad underfoot either. Had we continued straight on up the bridleway, I'm sure it would have been a different story. The next kissing gate donated by Surrey and Beyond Ramblers. No date on theirs, but I'd imagine it's the same time by looking at the style of gate and newness of it. Point 70 of the text, you've got the third and final one, and that is dated 2019. So as I guessed, the other one in the middle isn't dated, probably 2019 as well, each by a different rambling group. And as I suspected, that was managed by the trust. Got all the hallmarks of their good handiwork on it. So we're back on that quite busy lane again, the one I was on earlier, for around 500 metres I believe. Kestrel or sparrowhawk, not sure. It's like a sparrowhawk to me. Certainly a scruffy looking thing. Brown all over. So yeah, that swings me towards sparrowhawk. Now following the path on the left of Polesden Farm and the youth hostel. Rare commodities now, youth hostels. Certainly from my day when I used to use them. They're pretty much in conurbations and built up areas now. Not what they were designed for. So now entering the Trust's Polesden Lacey Estate. Point 74 of the text, leaving the farm buildings behind me now. And walking on the right side of this field up towards that woodland. So we've reached a bridleway, and guess what, plenty of the muddy stuff churned up.
Shall we pause? So you couldn't get to the woodland. There's quite a few people taking pictures.
Tanner's Hatch Youth Hostel. One of the very few rural ones left now. Foresters having their tea break here. Possible lunchtime stop here. There's a seat just outside the rear entrance to Tanner's Hatch. Our onward journey here is not left uphill, but following the path straight ahead through the woodland. Still on the yew tree walk, but then converging with Ranmore Common walk. Polesden Lacey house across the valley there. That's where I'll be having my lunchtime stop, I guess. Not much else on this walk to rest at. Not at the appropriate time anyway. This is a new idea from the National Trust, certainly to me. You flip the lid on this wellness walk marker and you get a little poem underneath. This one by R.S. Thomas. Close the lid on the poem and that's what's on the other side. Interesting idea. Well, that's interesting. All the signs are saying turn left, but my walking instructions say turn right. That could well be just for that Trust 10 walk. Anyway, let's follow the instructions. Right it is. Okay, I'm at the picnic spot mentioned in point 80 of the text. I might well stop here. Good view to be had, eh? Also, there are some notes indicating that if I do go up to the house, I won't have to come back the way I've gone for those on this Westhumble Circular, so that's good. Just in front of me there's another one of those wellness walk poems. This one by W.H. Davis called Leisure. There you go. In fact, because it's only 1:30, I'm going to press on. Try and get to point 95, where apparently there's another bench with a good view. Passing Polesden Farm. This definitely brings back memories. Walked this section before. Passing under the next thatch footbridge, which enabled the former owner to pass from one part of the gardens to another without getting wet. That white building apparently is the cargo building at Heathrow Airport for British Airways, I think. Quite amazing, isn't it? See Heathrow from up here. Not much traffic coming in and out to China though. British Airways have banned it as from today due to the coronavirus. Now entered the car park and here stood in front of a board highlighting all the estate walks, of which there seem to be a number, as there are, quite amazingly, a lot of people about today. Reflection of the ageing population. Lots of dog walkers as well. There are a number of picnic tables in this car park as well, but that doesn't really appeal to me, not with the amount of people about. Right, due to the unexpected numbers here, I'm not going to tarry. That's the recommended eating area over there in the Granary. There is also a coffee shop in this blue building, the cowshed, as well as picnic tables over there. Anyway, I'm pressing on. There's toilets here as well. Very much like the sort of place I worked at in Sheringham Park. Not as good though, mine was outdoors. So we're retracing our steps here. So that's the lane I came up. Now continuing straight on down through these yew trees. Views back from a point near Yew Tree Farm, 94, point 94 of the text. Parakeets are now audible. Just stood out Yew Tree Farm orchard and I spy a picnic table in there, and that's opposite point 95 of the text, which makes reference to this tranquil view, which is very good. So, what to do? Though that is a wonderful view, it's also quite breezy, exposed to the wind. So I'm going to go in the orchard. So we've got two picnic tables here in this lovely orchard, and regular viewers will know what I feel about orchards. Delightful places. So this is a decision made. Get the view later at point 95. There are some beehives in this orchard as well. Bet they make wonderful honey. Apple flavoured, no doubt. Anyway, 2:15. Let's have me lunch. So 20 to 3, lunch has been had. Highly recommend that little pit stop. Less exposed than the bench that I'm about to film from. So there you go, in the 20 minutes that I was eating my lunch, the sun's gone in over there. So the vista's not quite as good as it was. Another one of those poetry, I don't know what you call them, posts. Good vista. Nonetheless, temperature's dropping. Wind seems to be picking up. Point 97, one final bench there, and another poetry post. And one final view of the Granary, which I would have loved to have gone into, but time was against me, and Polesden Lacey. And I can hear a woodpecker tapping away in the background. Probably sighting out nesting spots already. This poem's quite pertinent to the environmental campaigns going on at the moment. Adam Ford. Plenty of timber being felled in here as well. I do like the way the trust operate. Seem to do everything with nature in mind. So be careful here. At point 98, there's a cross paths here, and on my left there's a barrier that you go by apparently, and that's our onward journey to link up with the main route, I believe. Now, as you may be able to hear in the background, I think that's a song thrush. Seemed to appear later in the afternoon. Well, missed it. Was trying to film a coal tit there. Anyway, not much bird song at the moment, but lovely mixed woodland here. We're now on Ranmore Common. Point 110 of the text, and the decaying barrier referred to there has now since departed. Our onward journey is up past the remaining post though, at this crossroads. I'm on what I believe to be the correct version of the path, and you pass these two notice boards. Onward journey straight ahead, approaching the evergreen holly in yew. Still following these yellow footpath markers. 600 metres on from this, apparently we've got a wooden barrier, so hopefully that'll confirm we're on track. Lots of yew and holly, adds to the variety in here. Particularly muddy this section, as it's used by horses and bikes, and I can hear a pretty busy road to my right. The metal barrier referred to in the text at point 112 is now metal, not wooden. Can't remember if I said that right. The wooden barrier is now metal, that's what I'm trying to say. Crossing over that road in a second. The decaying gate referred to in point 114 is still with us. I do believe we're going to hit the North Downs way shortly. Yeah, and amazingly the footpath is closed to the right, which luckily is not the direction I'm headed in for a change. But it's because of ash tree removal. Ash died back again. Invasive species decimating our own. Blame the Dutch for that. Our onward journey's left here to what I do believe is a good viewpoint. 3:15, we're entering Steers Field, which indeed has a good vista. Get a better shot of that in a second. What a terrific view, eh? This is going from west to east, I believe, or some kind of combination of that. I'm looking south anyway. Yeah, the sun is in the west, so I have to be right there. Can't go any further right. Sun will ruin the picture. Wonderful. And did those feet as January the 31st approaches. No sound of Big Ben ringing either, from what I understand. The bench here in this field with the excellent viewpoint is in loving celebration of John and Diana Hargreaves. Rest your souls. So that's Dorking down there, and way beyond that in the distance is the South Downs. And that ridge to my right is the Greensand Ridge. Do a left here at this three-armed finger post. Now following this road to Bookham, down this single track. The very interesting church of St Barnabas on Ranmore Common. Amazing spire. Fantastic. Like I keep continuing to say, the variety of churches in our country is amazing. Plenty of parakeets around now as we approach Denbies. They'll be searching out nesting holes in trees as well soon. Bit of a competition that they've created for the few holes that there are. Yes. The entrance to Denbies on my right, That's a private entrance. We continue straight on along this concrete track. Now entering Denby's wine estate. So last week down in Sol Street, Kent, we passed a lot of vineyards. This is one of the originators of the British wine industry, and probably still one of the largest, I'm not sure. So there you go. Now for some reason next to this gate, and not indicated by any warning sign, that little lump of metal down there stops you opening the gate more than say 40 degrees. So you go to open it and bang, you walk straight into the gate. Yeah, not good. Anyway, we're still on the North Downs Way, I believe. So, having seen Heathrow earlier, you can now watch jets taking off from Gatwick from this point. I do think Dorking and Haslemere are particularly well located towns, thanks to the National Trust and its founder. See here, you've got a different type of support, which makes me think it's not organic. South facing slope as well, so it's not Chardonnay, I don't think. That seems to grow on any slope. Loads of workers down there doing something. But particularly good view here. There's a windmill there in the distance. Sure I would have walked past that at some point. Where's it gone? I can't see it now. There it is. But now they have become wooden as we approach the exit gate, so that's interesting. Westhumble ahead of us there, Box Hill over there on the right, wonderful vista. Big vineyard. Denby's Visitor Centre there on my right. .128 of the text, even though it's tarmac. Very pleasant, tranquil walk this. Just me and a few birds, robins mainly. Yeah, and that noisy motorbike happens to spoil it. So at this four-armed finger post, you've got an option. You can either do a right. So yeah, you can do a right here and go down to the vineyard, Denby's, for a cup of tea. Or in my case, stay on the North Downs Way, heading towards Box Hill and Westhumble Station. So they're your options. TV mast hidden there behind the conifer. Now it's bad news while we're on this subject that 5G is about to be leashed on our nation. The health implications of that are horrendous. Don't have anything to do with 5G if you want to preserve your health and that of wildlife, because in the countries where it already exists, the wildlife has been affected, just like everything else man does with wind farms in the sea upsetting the radars on whales. 5G's making birds fall out of the sky apparently. So check it out, don't just listen to me. but 5G should be stopped. Never mind who's doing it, Wahe or whatever they're called. So at this point we leave the concrete and tarmac, continue straight on ahead. So at this 4-arm finger post we do a left here to Westhumble. And I remember last time I did this field, when I did the Box Hill Circular last summer, there were cows in this field, bullocks. Go that way to Box Hill, this way to Dorking, if you want to get more trains. No bullocks today, probably been slaughtered since last summer anyway. Poor things. Now back in the lane where we started this morning, 4:15 now. 4:15, we're now back at Westhumble station. For those that want further refreshment, you can either go into the Pilgrim's Bike Cafe here, which should still be open, or continue another 400 metres down the road to the Stepping Stones pub. Pays your money and takes your choice. So there you go, still open. Information panel here next to the ticket machines that I missed earlier. Over the footbridge now for trains to London. So 3.5 hours later, just over 8 mile. Very decent walk that was. As I say, half of it was fresh scenery to me, half of it was old ground. But nonetheless, what I'm finding doing some of these old refurbs is that the original walks in book 1 and 2, as I suspected and have made comment on, are far superior to the more recent SWC walks. You know, you can only have decent walks once, really, and once they're done, they're done. Trying to rehash things or rejig things on top of that is difficult, and with building development going on now, even the book 1 and 2 walks are, you know, starting to show signs of overpopulation in the southeast. But thus far I haven't encountered that on the ones I've done. So it's 10 years since I did this walk previously, another old one, but it was done on my Handycam, the one I'm still using, the camcorder, but in 2 parts. Anyway, weather held out, it's now nice and chill still, glorious walking day. So yeah, highly recommend that walk. Till the next time. That was, just to reconfirm, book 2 walk 14B completed.